just love this guy.
Hi. I see that these vegetables are not here. Dee! Please help me with the vegetables. It's like we forgot them in the car.
Oh, just a minute, please. I'm watching this captivating movie. You know, I'm an action movie person.
Please now, there are things here that I can't leave in the kitchen.
Please, just a moment. I just want to finish this segment of the movie right now. Once it's done, I will try to help you out. You know, it's very important. I don't want to miss this part.
So you can't go to the car. Should I be what I'm... If you get burned, no. The young thing will get burned.
Oh, baby, please now. That one can wait. This movie is very important, I'm telling you. Wow. Is it meal you are preparing now? You're washing dishes?
Come on. Please, what is it? Help me get something from the car. You know that I'm very busy in the kitchen.
Oh, sorry. You know?
Just because of this thing that you are watching, I'll turn it off.
No, don't do that. So just sit down. If I interestingly, you can even watch this segment. I'm telling you.
You refuse because you are watching this movie. Then they are blasting their heads off.
I will assist you. Is it not just mere chores? Don't worry.
Don't worry, wait for me.
What is all this now? Is it even my job in the first place? Is it not because I'm just helping you out?
You are helping me. Guess what? I'm going to off the gas.
Please.
You are not ready to eat. You are not ready to help me. I will not kill myself. I've turned off the gas.
Am I not even trying? Is that the way some of my colleagues even help their wives out? Is it a man's responsibility to actually do chores in the house?
Do you get hungry?
Why not? I'm a human being.
Can your mouth eat?
Please don't insult me.
Then you should be able to do some things in the house. I mean, what was it? I just said, help me get something in the car. The vegetables I'm using and the soup was on top of it. Anyway, I've even turned it off. I'm not even doing it again.
The way it's done. Don't let us use...
I will cook. I will sweep. It's only me. Cook kill me for my parents.
That is not the way it's been done. I grew up seeing my mother doing all the chores in the house. Please. Please. So don't let me say some things I will regret ever saying.
Say them. But I've turned off the gas. If you know you are ready to eat, you will go to the kitchen.
Ooh. Well, this another beautiful one. Talking about who does the chores. Who does the chores in the house?
Yes.
In fact, there are controversies. Even before we started this as we speak now, I think there were controversies even behind the camera, I'm telling you.
You don't know what went on before we started this. But anyway, you are welcome to the Lua Talks Reel.
Yeah.
And today we are focusing on who does the chores in the house.
One thing I want you to know is that as husband or wife or partners in a relationship, we should work as a team.
Exactly.
You should work as a team. And it has not been categorized to say that it's the sole responsibility of the woman to carry on the affairs in the house.
But you know, our culture usually, has kind of, categorized the woman as the only person to do house chores.
And I've made it acceptable to a large extent.
But is that the right thing?
Well, as a man, I want to say this. I grew up from that kind of culture as well. But I look at it, should I be too insensitive when I see my wife overwhelmed with work and it has to do with chores, that I will turn a blind eye? Because I believe in a particular culture that says, in an absolute term, that it is the woman's responsibility to carry out chores in the house. It shouldn't be. We should balance things out. And it's not all about that. That's why I mentioned earlier that we work as a team. We make a combined effort to ensure that things are worked out in the house.
Because you are a team, you do things together. You work for the finances of the home. You work together to raise the children. You work together to take vital decisions. Then why should, the chores in the house be any different? You guys should work as a team. That is our own recommendation. Work as a team, even when it comes to the chores. Our point here is that create a balance. Look for what works for your family. It is not because one Mr. Johnson is the one washing plates in their house, or Mrs. Johnson is the only one doing all the work. Look at the things that are peculiar to you. What kind of schedule do you guys run? Where does your wife work? Where does your husband work? How many hours do they work? What are the things that are peculiar to you that will necessitate you guys taking such a decision? So look at it from those perspectives. And I know that a lot of us are very busy these days. Some people run 9 to 5 jobs. Some people run, businesses of their own.
Some run shifts.
Yes, some run shifts. But our point is, house chores should not be the sole responsibility of one person. We've seen homes where the man does a lot of the house chores and it works for them. And we've seen homes where the woman does a lot of the house chores and it works for them too. So do what works for you. And then if you're in a situation where you guys are very busy, what is our recommendation?
Get someone.
Let your money work for you. But under no circumstance should one person be overburdened with house chores. Saying, oh, if like for example, I go to work and I come back late and you are home. So
what stops me from doing something before she comes?
Fantastic.
But I think there's a balance I also want to add to this. When you know that your partner is sensitive and considerate, especially the culture or the mindset that believe that is the woman's job, but when you now see a man doing this job, it shouldn't be taken for granted. Because I've heard guys talk like, if you give a woman an inch, she will go several inches ahead.
Or take a mile,
and just like that. So the way it applies to the woman, it can also apply to the man. And the fact that your wife or your partner is into this chores a lot, then that does not mean that you should now abandon everything into that person's hands. So I believe that's the balance I want to bring to this.
So balance, sensitivity, and care. So for us, the operational word is being sensitive. Don't overburden one partner that seems to have a flair, to do some of these things. If the woman is going to have the time, the capacity, and the passion to do it, let her. But again, if it is a man too, let him do it, because you are a team. And each of you are too busy, to run the house. Because whether you like it or not, your home must be in an orderly state. Then get someone. Let the housekeeper be living. Could be the type that comes in once in a week. We have someone that comes in once in a week to help us with the cleaning.
It can be twice, it can be thrice, depending on.
Do what works for you. Be sensitive. Show love. Show care, and don't overburden your partner. So I believe this should help, at least to a large extent. And always remember, this is the Lua Talks Real, where we always keep it real. And if you're watching, you've not subscribed, we want to encourage subscribe. Always leave your comments and leave your questions,
and also share with your friends and family members. So I think till we come your way next time.
Keep on enjoying
Liz.